So how did you spend your early 20s? Edit, I guess I forgot to add. And how do you feel now in comparison? Drunk, broke, depressed. Pretty much in that order. Rapidly wrapped up school so I could start working. Get my own place. Do what I wanted. Which was basically being a nerdy nerd reading books and buying a lot of music. In depression and constant anxiety. It was not pretty. Currently in my early 20s. Getting shit wasted. Smoking pot and not really giving a fuck about my life. ATP. C'est la vie. Living with my girlfriend at the time. Spending all day playing video games with her. Cooking. Watching movies. And having sex. Was a great time. Now I'm in kind of a rut. Single. Lonely. Depressed. I'm on meds and in therapy, but it only helps so much. Was with my ex so long I DK even how to date these days. Studying my ass off trying to get into med school. Then studying my ass off again in med school. The effort paid off. Deployed to Iraq getting shot at. Started off rocky. Ended up going to a program that helped me with my interview skills and landed some internships and made it into a IT program that helped me get a CompTIA certification. Went back to school and had a girlfriend. My early 20s was probably where I was the most happiest. Now I'm just single. Depressed, but hey, at least I still have a job. Finishing college and then trying to find a job. I spent most, if not all, of my 20s as a hermit. I stayed at home 98% of the time and never did anything besides browsing the internet or video games. I wouldn't say I necessarily regret it, because I feel like I developed a kind of stoicism that has allowed me to brush a lot of pain and loneliness off now that I'm back in the world. Life still sucks and I still feel lonely or generally awful quite often. But I can cope better than I could when I was in my early 20s. It could just be age. Or my realization that everyone is pretty unreliable. Drinking, doing drugs. Still got a college degree and a job though. Building my company with my wife while traveling around the country selling out clothing designs at music festivals. Now we're 30 and looking at opening a store. Lived life to the fullest and still do. At 22 I was a certified welder making good money. Playing competitive softball, riding the hell out of motorcycles. I was single until 27. Driving very fast. Having as much sex as I could and getting into trouble. And working 80-90 hours per week. Half-assing everything. Half-assing college. Attempting to live independently for the first time. Socializing and living a lot more than today. I think I'm in a worse spot now. But how much that has to do with the state of the world is anybody's guess. The same way I spend my time in my 30s alone, sad, and broke. Drunk. Playing social sports. Pumping iron. Chasing skirts. And thankfully after spending grinding years in helpdesk sysadmin, I got into a niche in the IT field, cybersecurity, and a 1-2 dozen related industry certifications. Along the way, age 26 was near bankruptcy. Laid off during Great Recession. Now an IT architect at age 40. Married with a kid. $200,000 income in medium cost of living. Because of that, saved a ton and wife and I reached $2 million net worth a few months ago. On track for retirement age 45. U.S. Army from age 19 to 27. Drinking too much. Worked 2 jobs while going to college. So I missed the boat on the college experience. But I got married at 21. So I had a great partner to do it with. Started career at 23. Bought a house at 24. Worked into a great set of married friends at 26. Got into running at 27. Around 26 my taste in music changed to include a lot of other stuff. Traveled to Korea at 27. Hawaii at 28. Struggled with infertility throughout our 20s. Started being foster parents around 27 as well. I've had a blessed life. Couldn't ask for more. Underwater, on a submarine, hating life. 20s hurt emotionally. 30s hurt physically. 40s are hurting financially. My 20s were a whirlwind of depression, self-loathing, self-isolation, dead-end job, social dread, alcohol. Now I'm in my mid-30s. And I have hobbies. So, that's cool. 20 in the army. 21 first half I was getting my shit together. Lost a bunch of weight and made a bunch of positive changes in my life. Started working on replacing bad habits with good ones. Slowly but surely. Second half I spent backpacking through Asia. 22 current started liking pot too much. Gained some weight back. Picked up some of my old bad habits. Miss backpacking in Asia like at MF. But I'm getting back on the grind RN writing this from the gym AO. 23 F King Hell. Who knows? Obsessed addicted to opiates. Do not recommend. Been clean from it for over a decade now. My 20s was the 90s and it was packed decade. Started out married and became a widower a year later. Went through a rough stage of drink and pointless relationships and one-night stands. In the middle bit of the decade I discovered clubbing and EDM music. So a lot of that bit is fuzzy. Ended the decade by meeting my wife and starting a family. Career-wise I was totally directionless and lucked from one job to another. Mainly sales jobs. I was fairly well paid for my age. Working my ass off in college just trying to get the C degree. And then spending a couple of years working at some soulless corp. That wasn't all bad. But everything turned better after 25. I bought a house. Found a job I actually like. And got more involved in my local music scene. I spent about 10 years in 20s. Mainly on ecstasy. Chaos. Got a bachelor's in business management when I was 23. Worked for an academic library for 3 years. Hated it. Quit. Sold everything I owned and went to commercial photo school. Almost starved for those 2 years. BTW. I'm a professional photographer now. Finishing school. Working. Partying. And doing substances. Not bad, but I wish I fleshed out a hobby with staying power then. Also was a wimp when it came to talking to girls. Working as hard as I could to get out of poverty. Working full-time and going to college full-time. My friends all moved out to college. Partied. Met girls. And had a fun college experience. Sometimes I wish I had gone that route. But I grew up much faster than my friends in terms of adulting and career. And to this day have achieved more than then in regard to career and financial goals. Too much drinking, cars and girls. Not enough studying and saving money. Medical school 80 of time. Motorcycle. Hospitals. Video games. Not girls ahahaha now little more. No drugs. Occasionally alcohol. No TV. Occasionally hangouts. Good time with family. Curing my multiple sclerosis. Helping people. Usually happy. Rarely sad. I am totally fine with my 2025. Very happy about everything and grateful to don't be hypochondriac or disable. Despite having this nasty disease. My suggestion: do things. I don't care about what. But do it tears of joy. Drunk. My early 20s was marked with a lot of reckless self-destructive behavior. I partied, got drunk and was a huge asshole. I was lost in life and rather than get to the bottom of my issues, I got with some women I had no business being with at the time. I did not make good use of my time. Same as I do now, in my 30s. video games and TV. I don't regret a thing.